Everyone. So for today's video, I'm going to pull a couple albums out of my collection, take a look at them. Obviously, first here we've got Rolling Stones' Sticky Fingers record. This is the Deluxe reissue with the zipper. I kind of wanted to get this one just because it was almost a replica. Not exact replica, but a close enough replica of the original pressing, the Andy Warhol. This was actually gifted to me. I want to say the ballpark on this vinyl, as far as the price, is about, I've seen it between about $30 to $50, just depending on where you buy it. I know they have like it's just a standard release where I believe it's just a single sleeve, no zipper. I believe this original or the reissue with the single is just one LP, and this is a double. Now, of course, this includes the bonus record with some live tracks on it. So it's definitely a plus. Now these sleeves here, I added myself. I usually try to keep my albums in as best shape as I can. So if they don't come with like a protective inner sleeve of some sort, I'll try and buy a few of these. I think you can get these for about $10 for a 50 pack. The Disc Keeper by Sleeve City. I got them on Amazon. Now, this is the bonus record. I'd have to say, out of all the Rolling Stones albums, this is probably my favorite. Can't You Hear Me Knocking's the one that got me on this album. I mean, I can listen to that over and over again. Brown Sugar is obviously a fantastic song. Wild Horses, great track. It's just loaded. This whole album's great. Yeah, one tricky thing. I never again owned the original pressing, or I mean, this is the only version I've had that had the zipper on it. It's kind of tricky if you have this in your collection. You can't really, when you stand your records up, and store them, you can't really have this album leaning against the other one, like kind of in the middle of the pack. You kind of want to put this on the end, the very end, because that zipper will press against the other albums, and can either damage the sleeve, or possibly, I guess if you have them stored for a long time, it could even warp some records. So I think that people had complained about that with this one as well as the original pressing. So if you ever get this, you might want to think about that when you're storing it. I just keep it on the end, facing outward, so that it's not leaning up against other records. When you open the record brand new, it comes with like a plastic piece that goes over that. I've heard a lot of people talking about how they keep that on there, but I don't know. I accidentally took it off and I just left it like that. So Sticky Fingers by the Rolling Stones, great album. One of my all-time favorites. Probably my favorite Rolling Stones record. If you haven't heard it, I don't know what you're waiting for. Second tonight and final is an album that means a lot to me. For my age group, this album, just thinking back of what I can think of, this is the first CD I ever bought, was In Utero. I had the cassette tape of Nevermind, and I probably listened to it way too much. So when, as a young teenager, in the 90s, when I was able to finally save up and start getting CDs, the first one I got was this one. This also was gifted to me. I apologize to my brother. I can't remember if it's my birthday or Christmas when he got it. A lot of times with my wish list is I'll put albums on the wish list, more so for either holidays, just kind of throw it out there, obviously, so people kind of have an idea of what I'm into or what I need, or just so I can, just kind of keep track of what's coming out and what's out there. And this was on my wish list for a while, and he surprised me with it. My brother did, and I was pretty pumped up. Nirvana did a great job on this release. 3 LPs, original analog, remastered on 45 RPM. The artwork's great. You get the digital download, and it's vinyl ripped. So you don't even have to worry about recording it to digital if you were interested in doing that. It's already done for you. Everything about this is great. If you don't have this, it's a little steep in price. I want to say I haven't looked in a while, so I don't know if it's still, in circulation for sales pretty regularly. It's about $50, but you're getting everything with this album. Take it out of the sleeve. Come into focus here. There it goes. You even get the original Albini mix on Heart-Shaped Box and All Apologies. Hate Myself and Wanna Die was on the Beavis and Butthead. I believe it was the Do America soundtrack. The side E, these tracks I believe are on they had the CD. I can't remember what it was called. They had a CD box set in the 90s that came out and had a bunch of B-sides and unreleased tracks. And those were on there. And then, of course, you get just the normal release. Definitely can tell a difference in the Albini mixes, especially on heart-shaped box on the lead guitar part. Major different. So again, just the track listings. It even suggests at the top bass and treble how they suggest you listen to it. Maybe next week I'll do Nirvana Bleach. Sub Pop did a fantastic job of that reissue, and I got the deluxe version of that one. But this is great. I mean, if you're a Nirvana fan, this is as good as it gets. So these came with their own inner protective sleeves. And when I say inner, I mean, they all come with sleeves. I'm just not a big fan of the paper sleeves. You get a lot of just, little scratches and nicks on them over time. I just like the Sleeve City sleeves and the, these like this. I don't know. I don't remember the exact name of them. And I believe that label was the CD, what the CD artwork looked like, it was on the disc. This is the actual album itself, not the extras. Get the download card. Debris on that. Yeah, a little bit of look into the 20th anniversary of the In Utero. Let me see if there's anything else in the sleeves. I don't think there is. Yeah, that's about it. But again, I mean, Nirvana fans, you can't beat it. Nevermind. They've got a real big deluxe set that came out, I think, for the 20th anniversary recently. Apparently the mastering wasn't very good, and I'm just going off of what I've read. Mastering wasn't very good, so I just never went and picked that up. I picked up a 180 gram reissue of Nevermind that was pressed in, I believe it's Palace. the sound quality is really good on it. It was just a standard, like a single sleeve. So as much as I'd like to get a deluxe Nirvana Nevermind, I'm more about getting a quality pressing in a case like that, because I believe it was like a $60 to $80 for, it's like a 4 LP box set. So I just never went for that. I was happy with just a standard pressing of that. It just sounded good. But yeah, Nirvana In Utero, Sticky Fingers, Rolling Stones. That's my Thursday vinyl collection show and tell, I guess you could say. If you happen to get your hands on one of these, and I wouldn't pass it up. I'm telling you that you'll be 100% happy with these.